Youssef, a young man from Fez, Morocco, dreamed of America. Fez was beautiful, but he longed for New York's skyscrapers and endless possibilities. He believed in the American dream with pure hope. Working in his family's shop, his mind was always far away. The day he got his visa felt like winning the World Cup. His family was proud, but scared. He left everything behind for a one-way ticket to a dream. The American dream was waiting, but it came with a price. Landing at JFK was overwhelming, loud, chaotic, massive. Youssef's excitement was electric as he rode into Manhattan, the skyline more magnificent than he'd imagined. For a moment, anything seemed possible, but reality hit fast. New York was expensive. His tiny room in Queens cost more than his family's monthly income. Meals were a luxury. His savings vanished quickly. He searched for work everywhere, but his English wasn't good enough for most jobs. Rejections piled up. "We'll call you." They never did. The city felt cold, indifferent. Among millions, he was invisible. Back home, he was Youssef, son of Ahmed. Here, just another face in the crowd, loneliness suffocated his hope. Nights in his tiny room, city sounds reminded him how far he was from home. The American dream started to look like a scam. Great marketing, terrible user experience. He dreamed of success, but found only struggle and isolation. He lied to his family, saying things were great, too proud to go back, too lost to move forward. He was running out of money and hope. The dream was slipping away. He was trapped. At his lowest, Youssef met Karim, a fellow Moroccan who seemed to have cracked the New York code. They met at a Moroccan cafe in Astoria, a taste of home. Karim had confidence, nice clothes, and paid for tea without blinking. He listened to Youssef's struggles and smiled knowingly. "You came for the American dream, but found the American bill, right? I was just like you." Karim leaned in. "Hard work is for suckers. This city has shortcuts." He offered Youssef delivery work, no heavy lifting, just pick up and drop off packages, paid well. Youssef hesitated, knowing what this really meant. His father's words echoed, "Be a good man." But his father wasn't here. Karim pushed harder, flashing a wad of cash. 2 days' work, Youssef, think about it. No more washing dishes, no more begging for jobs. He could send money home, be somebody. The temptation was overwhelming, a lifeline to a drowning man. Honest work had led nowhere. Karim's path promised instant relief. He thought of his parents' pride if he sent money, and their disappointment if he failed. In desperation, the choice seemed clear. He shook Karim's hand. "Okay," Youssef whispered. He was in. The shortcut was too tempting to resist. He stepped onto a dangerous path. The first weeks were a blur, adrenaline, cash, and easy work. Youssef got a text, picked up a package, delivered it, got paid. He never asked what was inside. The money was incredible, more in a day than a month of honest work. He moved to a nicer apartment, bought new clothes, sent money home. His parents believed he had a great sales job. Their pride was intoxicating. He lived the high life, restaurants, clubs, confidence, status. But beneath the surface, anxiety grew. Every delivery, every police car sent his heart racing. He couldn't sleep, haunted by nightmares of being caught. The easy money came with a heavy price, constant fear. He was living a double life, successful on the outside, terrified inside. He couldn't share his fears with anyone. The loneliness was worse than before. He saw Karim thriving, but Youssef was unraveling. He had traded integrity for comfort and realized it was a terrible bargain. The American dream had become an American nightmare. He was trapped in a golden cage. The end came suddenly, just as he'd feared. On a cold night in Brooklyn, Youssef was making a delivery when an unmarked car screeched to a halt. "Police, don't move!" In seconds, he was cuffed, shoved into a car, blue and red lights flashing. His life flashed before his eyes. His mother's smile, his father's advice, his hopeful arrival. The package, the money, the lies, all led to this moment. The legal process was terrifying. He was just a small piece in a bigger operation, but it didn't matter. The evidence was undeniable. His lawyer said the best he could hope for was a plea deal. Karim vanished. Youssef was alone. He called his parents, finally telling them the truth, his voice breaking with shame. The silence on the line was unbearable. The judge's voice was final. 6 years in federal prison. The American dream had led him to a concrete cell. He had come seeking freedom but lost it all. The fast money, the nice apartment, the clothes, none of it mattered now. He had gambled with his future and lost everything. The dream was over. 6 years is a long time, enough to learn, reflect and regret. Prison stripped Youssef of his identity and pride. He was just an inmate number, days filled with monotony and harsh reality. But in that bleakness, he found time to think. He replayed his choices, wishing he could go back. He learned hard lessons. Fast money ends in violence, despair and lost years. Determined not to let prison break him, he took classes, earned his diploma, read every book he could. He worked in the library, slowly rebuilding himself. He was paying his debt, preparing for freedom. Release day was quiet. He walked out older, wiser, optimism replaced by hard-won wisdom. He was deported. No grand farewell, just a flight back to Morocco. Looking down at America, he felt no bitterness, just exhaustion. He had chased a false dream and paid the price. All he wanted was to go home. Returning to FEs felt strange, familiar, yet he was a stranger. His parents welcomed him with forgiveness and love. He was home. The journey was over, but a new one was about to begin. Returning to FEs was like learning to walk again. The city hadn't changed, but Youssef had. The shame lingered, but he started working in his family's shop again. This time, the work felt honest and real. He rebuilt his life, step by step, with dignity. He began sharing his story, painful but necessary. He warned young men about the dangers of chasing fantasies and fast money. The dream they sell you isn't real. Real respect comes from honest work. His story became a cautionary tale, earning him a new kind of respect. He started a workshop with his father, teaching leatherworking to local youth. Youssef's definition of a better life changed, no longer about skyscrapers, but about family, community and peace of mind. He found his American dream in FEs, not New York. He realized the most valuable things were those he'd left behind. His journey came full circle, from hope to despair to a new, grounded hope. The lesson was worth more than any fast money, and that was enough.